Welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Today we are here for what happens to be the second semi-final in the North Zone of India. Let us take you to meet these two schools and then we will see who is representing them today. Lined up on one side of the quizzing Kurukshetra is Delhi Public School from Sector 19 in Faridabad. Facing them across the battlefield is Indraprastha World School from New Delhi. Before we proceed any further with the quiz, as always, it is our pleasure to get to know the 6 young quizzers who are taking part in today's quiz. We will begin with Delhi Public School from Faridabad, starting with their youngest member, finishing with the team captain.
My full name is actually Sheghna Usmani. I am from class 6F and I am 11 years old. My hobbies are reading books, fiction books basically.
Good evening, sir. My name is Charvi and I am a student of class 9. So I love reading novels.
My name is Ananya. I am from grade 10 and my hobbies are reading, writing and watching documentaries. Just this afternoon I watched a documentary on the anthrax attacks.
Let us now go across the table and meet the team from Indraprastha World School in New Delhi.
Good morning, sir. Sir, my name is Aradhya Agarwal. Sir, I am in grade 6 and I study in Indraprastha World School. Sir, my hobbies are cubing, music and football.
Hi sir, my name is Kirat Kaur. My hobbies are music and reading. I like listening to music.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Sumanyu. I am in grade 10 and I like programming and reading.
By virtue of being ahead in the alphabetical order of the school name, I will ask the team captain for DPS Faridabad to take a call. Ananya, what do you call? Heads or tails?
I call heads.
Heads is the call. Let me flip the coin. It has come up tails. That's a little bit of a bad call, but it does not matter. These then are the 6 young quizzers who will take part in today's semi-final. Before we begin with the quiz itself, it is only proper that I introduce you and everybody who's watching to the rules of today's quiz, which we call the gameplay. Let us begin. By virtue of winning the toss, the team from Indraprastha World School, New Delhi, will go first. Their youngest member happens to be Aradhya Agarwal. Aradhya, which of the 8 topics that you see at the top of the grid would you like to play as your specialized topic?
Sir, I would like to play cricket.
The first of today's topics is cricket from the world of sports. Aradhya, the first of your questions is this. Which cricketer who gives his name to a prominent domestic cricket championship in India was described thus: the prince of a little state, but the king of a great game? And your time starts now.
I think Arjun Tendulkar.
I think Arjun Tendulkar, because he happens to be the son of Sachin Tendulkar. That's a nice guess, but I don't think there is a championship named after him yet. Let us now go to your teammates, Kirat and Sumanyu. 15 seconds beginning now. Who wants to go for this?
So is it Ranjit?
If it is Ranji, what do you think the name was? What is his name?
So Ranjit Singh?
All right, that's a nice guess. Because Ranjit Singh, if he lends his name to a trophy, it would be called the Ranji Trophy, wouldn't it? Let's take a look at the answer. It is the Ranji Trophy, and poor Ranjit Singh or poor Ranjit Singh Ji. Very, very nice, Sumanyu. Good wicket keeping or goalkeeping for your team. That is 1 point to Indraprastha World School. Back we go to play cricket with Aradhya. Your second question, Aradhya, is this. Which cricketer scored half centuries in title-winning causes? Remember, half centuries in title-winning causes in both the ICC World Cup 2019 as well as the ICC T20 World Cup in 2022. And your time starts now. It would be a good logical guess to think which country won these World Cups and then work backwards.
Sir, Joss Butler.
Joss Butler, very good logic. I think you used my hint well. Unfortunately, not the player I was looking for, but I must respect the way you used your brains. Let us go back to your teammates, Kirat and Sumanyu. 15 seconds on the clock. Who's taking this? time is up.
So Jorgen Freeman.
All right. Jorgen Freeman. Okay. Not really. The first steal of today's semi-final going across to Delhi Public School, Faridabad. 15 seconds have started. Who wants to guess this?
Sir, our answer is Ben Stokes.
Your answer is Ben Stokes. And what makes you say Ben Stokes, Ananya?
Well, sir, England won the ODI World Cup 2019, and I remember, while I do not remember who scored a half century, it was a very well talked about how many boundaries did Ben Stokes have. So that's my guess.
Beautiful. I love these answers. I don't know whether you're going to get points for not. We'll come to that in a second. Let's take a look at the answer. Ben Stokes, it is, scored a half century in the World Cup final, the 50-over World Cup final in 2019. And also in 2022, when the World T20 Cup was going on, he scored a half century to help his team become T20 World Champions as well. 1 point to DPS Faridabad. That brings us to the end of the topic on cricket for Indraprastha World School. Let us go back to the grid. The youngest person from DPS Faridabad is going to be Sheikh Zain Osmani.
So renaming countries.
Zain, if you're ready, let's open the box on renaming countries. The first of your questions is this. On the left, you will see a very colorful flag of a country. In 2018, Swaziland renamed itself to what word or name, meaning land of the Swazis in the Swazi language. This change was partially intended to prevent confusion with the similarly named Switzerland. And there is a hint. The first letter sounds like a prefix for electronic, and the full name itself is an anagram or rearrangement of the letters I went IAS. And your time starts now.
Sir, I've seen this country everywhere. Colombia?
Colombia. That's a nice guess, but not Colombia. Going to your teammates now. Charvi and Ananya. Who wants to take this? Your clock is ticking.
So I think the answer is Swatini.
The answer is Swatini. But what would happen to the prefix then? It sounds like electronic.
E.
That's a good guess. Let's take a look at the answer. Eswatini it is. Swaziland is a monarchy. It is ruled by a king, and they thought that people were confusing Swaziland and Switzerland. So they said, we are not going to go ahead with this name. We will rename ourselves to Eswatini, which happens to be the Swazi words for land of the Swazi people. 1 point to DP Faridabad. And we go to young Zain and ask him the second question on renaming countries. Again, you see a flag. On 2nd August 1984, President Sankara changed his country's name from Upper Volta to what two-word name, which means land of the honest men in their language. There's a hint. The name of a popular Indian food app or company was originally inspired by this new name, which is an anagram of the letters a carb fusion. And your time starts now.
Confusion. KRFUSIN.
Carfusion. Okay, I don't know a country by that name, but a good guess. I appreciate your efforts. Let us again go to your teammate, Charvi and Ananya. 15 seconds beginning now. Who wants to take this?
So I think the answer is Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso. And what makes you say Burkina Faso, Charvi?
So actually I read about it somewhere, but I can't remember right now where.
Okay, and what do you think the food demand company could be?
So that's what I can't remember now.
All right. Your answer, for whatever reason, happens to be Burkina Faso. Let's take a look at the answer. Burkina Faso is correct, and Fasos, of course, happens to be the app which was originally named after Burkina Faso. Now, of course, they have changed the name because there were human rights violations in Burkina Faso, and they did not want to be affiliated with something like that. That brings us to an end of both the topics played by the youngest members of both the teams. Let's go back to the grid. The second student, as per their choice, happens to be Kirat Kaur. Kirat, which topic would you like to choose?
Sir, I would like to choose logo love.
Let us open up the box on business. The first of your questions, Kirat, on the left, you will see a lot of tiny figures or pictures, which all can be seen in one logo. And the question is this. This world famous brand's logo is in the shape of a letter of the English alphabet, and that letter happens to be the first letter of the name of the brand. If you look closely at that logo, it is made up of 25 distinct different symbols, each representing either a sub-brand of that company or a corporate value. There is a DNA double helix, which symbolizes bioscience, a bee symbolizing hard work and biodiversity, a strand of hair symbolizing beauty, which is one of the products that they make, a spoon symbolizing nutrition, which is again a range of products that they make, and 20 other such symbols. What you have to tell me, Kiran, is which very, very famous logo, also present in India, am I talking about? And your time starts now.
Sir, my answer is apple.
Oh, your answer is apple. But the apple logo is just one apple fruit with a top bitten off, isn't it? That's a nice guess, but I don't think apple is there in food or beauty yet. We will go to your teammate, Aradhya and Sumanyu. 15 seconds on the clock. Which logo am I talking about?
So our final answer is Unilever.
Let's take a look at the answer. Unilever is correct, and you can take a look at any Unilever product in our homes. Many of us will have at least one such package or bottle or a container. And if you look closely, the Unilever logo with the U is not made up of a single letter or a single band of paint. It is actually made up of 25 different symbols which show the products or the values that belong to the company. Sumanyu, that is one of the answers of the quiz so far. 1 point to Indraprastha World School. Let us go back to young Kiran and ask her the second question. On the left, you will see a very old logo, which is a knight followed by a shield, and on that shield, there is a bird in a nest. The original trademark of this giant Swiss food and drink multinational corporation, which all of us know about, was based on the coat of arms or shield of the founder's family, which had a single bird on a nest. Over the course of time, they added 3 young birds being fed by a mother bird to help create a link between the name of the company and the products that they made. What you have to tell me, Kiran, is which world famous company is this, which has a picture of birds being fed by their mother in a nest? And your time starts now. You should be able to give me the answer in 2 minutes. Last 7 seconds, Kiran. All right, your time is up, Kiran. We will go to your team again. Aradhya and Sumanyu, 15 seconds on the clock. Who wants to take this?
Sir, is it Nestle?
Let's take a look at the answer. Nestle is correct. Look at the first logo, which I showed you. Then they went to 3 birds, then 3 birds with on a branch, and now it is back to 2 birds and a mother feeding them. 1 point yet again in the Indraprastha World School. Let us go back to the grid. We are now back with the team facing Indraprastha. Delhi Public School Faridabad, your second member who was going to choose was said to be Charvi Arora. Charvi, which topic would you like to choose as your specialized topic?
Units of measurement?
Let us open up the box on science, which deals with units of measurement. Your first question is this. On the left, you will see the figure of an ancient man holding up his arm from the elbow upwards. Which ancient unit of measurement was based on the length of the forearm measured from the elbow to the tip of the middle finger? You will find this unit in the descriptions of Noah's Ark, and there's a hint. It's a 5-letter answer, which is an anagram of "but I see." And your time starts now. Last 3 seconds, Charvi. Do we have a guess?
Yes, sir. So I have a guess. I think it's qubit.
You think it is qubit. And what makes you say that? Because you seem pretty lost at the beginning.
So because it's five fingers. Just guess. I'm not sure about this answer actually.
Qubit, okay? Let's take a look at the answer. Qubit is correct. And what you see is actually a wooden scale, which they used to use in the old days, in which the length was equal to a standard elbow to the middle fingertip length, which was a qubit. Qubit will get you 2 points, Charvi. let us go back to your box and ask you the second question on units of measurement. Which common unit of measurement was originally based on an estimate of 1 upon 10 millionth of the distance from the North Pole to the equator running through Paris? And your time starts now. 15 seconds to go. And the timer runs out. Let us go across to your teammates, Zen and Ananya. Which one of you wants to take this?
Sir, I think qubit.
You think qubit? Well, qubit is already answered. I will not ask questions on qubits. We go across for a steal to Indraprastha World School from New Delhi. 15 seconds on the clock. Who wants to go for this?
Sir, I think it's meter.
Sumanyu says, I think it is meter. So far, he's single-handedly carrying his team on his broad shoulders. Let's take a look at the answer. Meter or meter, whichever way you spell it is correct. It was originally defined as 1/10 millionth of the distance from the equator to the North Pole as it passes through Paris. Because Paris, along with London, was one of the two centers of science and technology in those days. And so they came up with something very dear and near to their city. 1 point to Indraprastha World School. That brings us to an end on Charvi's topic on units of measurement. Let's take a look at the grid. This is how it lies. And before we go any further, it is my duty to tell you the scores. At this moment, on 4 points, is the team from Indraprastha World School, New Delhi. Currently leading with a wafer-thin margin of 1 point is the team from Delhi Public School, Faridabad, who are on 5 points. Captain from Indraprastha World School, Sumanyu, which of these topics would you like to choose as your specialized topic?
Sir, I'll go with inspiring poetry.
Let's open up the box on literature. The first of your questions, Sumanyu, is this. On your left, you will see an image of a very, very famous poem. It is called simply If. And it says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, etc. etc. This inspiring 1895 poem by India-born Nobel laureate is printed, framed and fixed to the wall in front of the study desk in each of the cabins belonging to the officer cadets at the National Defence Academy in Khadakwasi. 2 lines from this same poem also greet players as they pass through the players' entrance to go on to the centre court at Wimbledon. What you have to tell me, Sumanyu, is which literary great wrote these lines? And your time starts now.
Rudyard Kipling.
Let's take a look at the answer. Rudyard Kipling it is. Rudyard, who is the youngest ever Nobel laureate in literature. And he won the Nobel for his body of work, which includes classics like The Jungle Book and Kim. He wrote these in 1895 for his son, who was going out to fight in a war. Unfortunately, that son did not survive. But his words have inspired millions of people since then when we want to draw inspiration in our own lives. On the right, you will see the entrance to the center court at Wimbledon from the players' side. And it says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. 2 points, very crucial for your team. Quickly move on to question number 2. Chitto Jetha Bhoy Shundo is a poem written before India's independence, representing the poet's vision of a new awakened India. Originally published in 1910, it was first included in a world-famous 1910 poetry collection and later in the 1912 English edition of the poet's own translation of these poems. What you have to tell me, Chitto Jetha Bhoy Shundo is a poem written by which literary great? And your time starts now.
Sir, I think it is Rabindranath Tagore.
It is a logical guess based upon all that information in the question. Just out of curiosity, Sumanyu, what made you say Rabindranath Tagore?
So the language seems like Bengali And so it's of India, and Rabindranath Tagore was a great nationalist.
This is Rabindranath Tagore, and all of us in school and later know the English translation which comes up around Independence Day and whenever we need inspiration. Chitto Jetha Bhoy Shunyo is where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. 2 more points to Indraprastha. Let us go back to the grid. The only person who is yet to play the individual topic is the team captain from Delhi Public School, Faridabad, Ananya Prasad. You've been fairly quiet in this innings. Which topic would you like to choose?
I'd like to go with nuclear disasters.
First of your questions is this. What is the name of the nuclear power station in Ukraine that caught fire in April 1986, causing one of the worst ever accidents in the history of nuclear power generation? And your time starts now.
Chernobyl.
Ananya says Chernobyl. By any chance, did you happen to catch the documentary on Chernobyl as well, Ananya?
No, but I watched one on another nuclear disaster.
Chernobyl is correct. The second question for Ananya is this. A nuclear accident in 2011 at which nuclear power plant in Japan was set off by a giant tsunami wave caused by an undersea earthquake? And your time starts now.
It's Fukushima Daiichi.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if we can give her points. Fukushima is correct. That's 2 points. Both the team captains maximizing their team's points in their specialized topic. Let us go back to the grid. And before we proceed any further, it is my pleasure to give you the scores. Currently, it is 8 points for Indraprastha World School. Leading still by that wafer-thin margin, holding on for dear life, is Delhi Public School, Faridabad, who are on 9 points. This brings us to the end of all 6 topics specialized play to be done individually. Now begin my favorite, which is the toss. We will go to the team which won the toss. Indraprastha World School, New Delhi. Which of the topics remaining on the grid would you like to play as your specialized topic for team?
The filmy serpents.
Let's open up that box of snakes. The first of your questions on filmy serpents is this. On your left, you will see an image of a very famous bad guy snake from Rango, the hit 2011 animated Western cowboy film. His name was Blank Jake, and that blank somehow rhymes with Jake as well. He wears a black cowboy hat, a lot of bullet bands on his body, as you can see. And at the tip of his tail, there is a Gatling gun, like a machine gun, in place of the natural body part that gives its name to his species. You simply have to fill in the blank with the common name of his species, and your time starts now.
Sumanyu, I think the answer is rattlesnake.
The final answer is rattlesnake.
Let's take a look at the answer. Of course he is. It is Rattlesnake Jake in place of the rattle, which gives their name. He had fixed a Gatling gun, which is kind of a machine gun, which can fire a lot of bullets at the same time. A good 2 points to Indraprastha World School. The second of your questions, Indraprastha World School, is this. Master Blank, which you see on the left, is one of the main characters in the Kung Fu Panda franchise. A member of the Furious Five, along with Tigress, Mantis, Monkey, and Crane. She's also one of Master Shifu's students at the Jade Palace and a master of the blank style of Kung Fu. Both the blanks are filled by the same word. Fill in these blanks with the same word to give me her name as well as a style of Kung Fu. And your time starts now.
Ratik, can it be judo?
Yeah, I think also it could be judo.
Remember, it will have to be the name of a type of snake.
Does the answer is the name of a type of snake?
That is correct. Last 3 seconds.
We will go, our final answer is python.
Your final answer is Python, says Sumanyu. Not the answer I was looking for. Going to DPS on the steel, 15 seconds on the clock. Discuss and tell me your guess, DPS.
I think the answer is viper.
Our final answer is viper.
Ananya says her final answer is Viper, which would make it Master Viper and the Viper style of Kung Fu. Let's take a look at the answer. Viper is correct. It was tigress, mantis, monkey, crane, and viper. I thought Kung Fu Panda was a dead giveaway, but that question proving to be slightly slippery for Indraprastha. 1 point to DPS. That brings us to an end of the team play topic for Indraprastha World School. Let us go back to the grid and see what DPS has in store. The only topic left on the grid is remixes from the world of music. Let's open up the box on music. The first of your questions, DPS, on remixes is this. This remix chartbuster has recently seen Demi Lovato, the pop star, TV host Jim Fallon, a group of dancers dressed in Peppa Pig costumes, a Norwegian dance troupe, and the Indian cricket team players all dancing to its tunes, making it go viral on the internet. Featuring in a movie starring Katrina Kaif and Siddharth Malhotra, the song was originally written by a 15-year-old boy, as young as some of you, from Punjab, who is now a head constable in the Punjab police in Kapurthala. Which song am I talking about? And your time starts now.
Any guesses? किस फिल्म में थे कटरीना कैफ और सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा साथ में?
मुझे नहीं याद आ रहा किस फिल्म में साथ में थे. गाना
अभी remix चल रहा होगा.
काला चश्मा उसमें साथ थे, शायद थे, वही था.
तो शायद हाँ काला चश्मा में थे. कुछ ये फिल्म कितनी पुरानी है में थे?
वही था.
इसका
लग तो रहा है.
Last seconds.
उसी में थे. कर.
Final answer is काला चश्मा.
Your final answer is Kala Chashma. There's such an interesting discussion going on between the two girls. A young student was totally lost. She was like, I'm not getting into this. Let's take a look whether the ladies know their chashmas. Kala Chashma it was in fact originally written by a 15-year-old boy in grade 9 way back in the day. He is now a head constable in the Punjab police in Kapurthala. Of course, the remix is what we have heard and made famous by everybody from Siddharth Malhotra to Katrina Kaif to all those people who you saw and they danced on it on the internet. 2 points to DPS, a good guess by the girls and a good quiet contribution by their teammate. Let us go back to the box on music. The second of your questions, DPS, is this. Famous Indian singer, performing artist and Dandiya queen Falguni Pathak recently expressed her displeasure about the 2022 remake or remix of her popular song from 1999, which was a huge hit when it originally came out. However, she could not take legal action since she did not own the rights to her own song, which belonged to the company T-Series. You either have to tell me the name of the original song or the name of the remixed version. And your time starts now.
मैंने पायल है चमकाई.
Yes.
Answer is मैंने पायल है चमकाई.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if they get points. Of course they do. This was Maine Payal Hai Chamkai by Falguni Pathak, which Neha Kakkar remade into O Sajana. And there was a lot of grief which happened. Fans of Falguni Pathak going up against fans of Neha Kakkar. And as it always happens, money won out in the end. And both Falguni Pathak and Neha Kakkar came together on a television platform to perform Dandiya to the tunes of these songs. So in the end, it was much ado about nothing. 2 points to DPS. This round and this remixes topic has turned out to be lucky for that team. That brings us to the end of all 8 specialized topics on the grid. Individual play was 6 topics. Team play was 2 topics. And we are now left with the final stretch, the home stretch, the final lap, which we call mystery boxes. Back we will go to the team which won the toss. Indraprastha World School, New Delhi, for one final time as a team. Which mystery box would you like to play collectively as a team play topic?
So mystery box 2.
Let us open up the second mystery box. The first of your questions from the mystery box number 2 is this. What is the slang term used in cricket to describe a ball that is bowled so well that it is considered unplayable by the batsman. It is also the name of a city in Israel which is famous for its oranges. And there is a hint, it's a 5-letter word or name which is an anagram of the letters Fafa J. And your time starts now. A city in Israel famous for oranges and a ball that is unplayable, as you can see in that picture. Just rearrange the 5 letters and give me a guess.
I think it should be Jafaf.
Sir, our final answer is Jaffa.
Let's take a look at the answer. Jaffa it is. Jaffa oranges and the Jaffa city near to Tel Aviv in Israel. 2 points to you, Indraprastha World School. Let us go to your second question now. On the left, you will see a tub of ice cream, which is making me really hungry, to be very honest. When Reuben and Rose Mathis started an ice cream company in New York in 1960, they gave it the meaningless name Häagen-Dazs, since they thought it sounded vaguely like belonging to which Nordic country or language. It was a tribute to that country's exemplary treatment of its Jews during World War II, and also because that country is supposedly known for the quality of its dairy products. Your time starts now.
Yeah, Denmark. I think we should just go for Denmark.
Last seconds.
Sir, our final answer is Denmark.
Let's take a look at the answer and see if you get points. Denmark or Danish language is correct. And on the left, you will see the cover of one of their early ice cream tubs. They used to print a map of Denmark with an arrow pointing towards the capital Copenhagen, which seemed to suggest that their products were made there. It was not true because it was completely made in the USA. However, that is how clever marketing worked, and they went on to become a world brand. A good 2 points yet again to Indraprastha World School. That is brilliant going, young team. Let us see if you can make it 3 in a row. The first hat trick of today's quiz. Your third question coming up now. Which team, and I need a 2-word name which contains the name of a city and the name of the team, became the first ever team from Canada to win the National Basketball Association NBA championship by defeating the Golden State Warriors in 2020. And there is a hint. You will see a picture on the left. The choice of name was influenced by the popularity of the 1993 film Jurassic Park, in which the part of the name is a common informal name for the species of dinosaur you see in the picture, which was featured prominently in the film. I need a 2-word answer. Your time starts now. Third is the name of a city in Canada. The other is the species, common name for the species you see on the left, an informal name.
I know the species name, it's raptor, but I don't know the city in Canada, that one name. I know the raptor name.
Yeah. Toronto or Ottawa?
All right, you should always.
Toronto, yeah,
Yes?
Toronto. I think it's Toronto.
What's your final answer?
Sir, final answer is Toronto Raptors.
Your final answer is Toronto Raptors. You were saying Ottawa, which is the capital, the political capital of Canada. So it's either the Toronto Raptors or the Ottawa Raptors. Let's take a look at the answer. Toronto Raptors is correct. That makes it a beautiful hat trick in the mystery box by Indraprastha World School. You have literally thrown down the gauntlet, as they say, to your opponents. That's 2 points to Indraprastha. That brings us to the end of the mystery box number 2, which was chosen by Indraprastha World School. Let us go to Delhi Public School, Sector 19, Faridabad. The only mystery box left for you is mystery box 1. Let us open up mystery box number 1. The first of your questions is this. Dysnomia is the only known natural satellite of which dwarf planet in the solar system, which is named after the Greco-Roman goddess of strife and discord. In 2018, dysnomia and this body we are talking about were thought to be the most distant known natural objects in our solar system. And there is a hint, it is an anagram of the word rise. And your time starts now.
Okay, anagram of rise to other words possible है नहीं? Is IRSE, IRS or?
ये मैंने पढ़ा था, मेरे को याद है लेकिन नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है।
इसका है iris, ERIS.
Na Iris. Our final answer is Iris.
Okay, your final answer is Iris. And for the purpose of accuracy, could you spell your final answer?
ERIS.
Okay, ERIS. So Eris or Iris. Let's take a look at the answer. Eris is correct. Eris is the Greco-Roman goddess of discord and strife. And the moon of Eris that we were talking about was Dysnomia, which was given in question. 2 points to DPS. A good beginning, auspicious for the team. Second question from your mystery box is this. Which former Central European kingdom, now a part of the Czech Republic, is synonymous with any area anywhere in the world frequented by artists, writers, and unconventional thinkers? And there is a hint. A famous Sherlock Holmes short story features the name of this kingdom in its title. And time starts now.
I don't know the story का क्या नाम था, but this is a scandal in Bavaria. Yes, the BBC Sherlock Holmes scandal in Bavaria है actually. Wait a minute, it's Bavaria.
Bavaria.
Sherlock Holmes stories scandal in Bavaria. Final answer is Bavaria.
Bavaria, or a scandal in Bavaria. Not the answer I was looking for. Going across to Indraprastha World School. 15 seconds on the clock. What is the answer going to be?
Our final answer is Bohemia.
Our final answer is Bohemia, says Sumanyu. Let's take a look at the answer. Not Bavaria, but Bohemia. A scandal in Bohemia is what we were looking for. That gives 1 precious point to the team from Indraprastha World School, New Delhi. It all hangs on that final question. As a famous commentator says in cricket, this is going down to the wire, my friends, and worthy of a semi-final in as good a zone as the North. Let us go back to the mystery box. The third question, which is again for DPS, is this. What word blanked out in red in the image at both places for a noisy party is now used for large rally of scouts or guides? Your time starts now.
Any guesses?
Boy Scouts.
Noise. Wait,
No.
noise party.
No.
Remember, the same word has been blanked out from both places.
Jamboree. Our final answer is Jamboree.
Your final answer is Jamboree. And what do you think Jamboree means? What is it exactly?
So basically, I think the word is kind of a representation for a gathering and noise.
Let's take a look at the answer. Jamboree is correct. That's 2 points to Delhi Public School, Sector 19, Faridabad. Jamboree is originally the word for a large collection of Boy Scouts or Girl Guides. This is in fact the Jamboree, the global Jamboree that is happening in Korea in 2023, the World Scout Jamboree. And it was used as a word to describe a noisy party. Now, of course, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Guides use it for their get-togethers. 2 points to the team from Delhi Public School, Faridabad. That brings us to the end of all 8 specialized topics, as well as the 2 mystery boxes played today in this crackerjack of a semi-final. And finally, we have a result. Finishing with a score of 17 points is the team from Indraprastha World School, New Delhi. On the other side of the table, the team from Delhi Public School, Faridabad, finish with a score of 18 points. For now, congratulations to Delhi Public School, Faridabad. We will see you in the zonal finals in a few days from now. For now, it is goodbye, good evening, and take very good care of yourself